Hey everyone, it's Rod with the Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today is Friday, August 25th. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we've got a different style one for you today. Going to be discussing the used car market and whether or not it's starting cool. I'll give my thoughts and opinions. I've got some charts and then some articles and some analysis and data that I want to share with everybody to kind of support this thesis. But I'm also curious what you think. Do you think that the market's starting to cool? Do you think it's got a long way to go before we really start to come back to normal levels? Are you looking to buy a car? Are you looking at new, used, leasing options? Always love hearing from you. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me as well, and we'll continue the conversation in the comments section below. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or whenever I go live. Also, speaking of supporting the channel, you have to be signed into YouTube. Some people were asking about that, but also a lot of people were asking when I was going to launch some POW merch. So you asked, we delivered, and you can go over to the store tab. You can check out everything there. Getting a lot of really great feedback. Got a ton of orders already. So really do appreciate all of the support. And if you go to the About tab, you can just scroll down. There's a link for the POW merchandise, so POW merch store, and then that'll bring up the official store. That's where all of the items, it just kind of, it doesn't have everything here on YouTube, but if you go there, you'll be able to see all of that. So you can check that out on your own time. Also, make sure to give POW Group a follow on X, which is formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPOW. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Again, that's @GroupPOW on X. So we have to remember that the current environment that we're in right now is just not that favorable to owning a vehicle at the moment, right? It's more than likely going to continue to go down. We're at all-time highs in the used car market, and with interest rates and inflation, right, groceries, everything going up, gas, it's not really the best environment, right? And we know that interest rates are probably going to go higher. Things are probably going to get worse before they get better. And, my mother, she just sold a used car. She bought it like just after C19, basically. And then we know the housing market, the used car market was absolutely exploding, which, most of the time cars are depreciating assets. So makes them more of a liability. They lose, a good chunk of their value, even when you just drive it off the lot when you buy it at a dealership, right? So you have to remember that was kind of an anomaly. That's something that doesn't happen very often, but my mother was able to buy a Honda Civic, and she sold it. She drove it for about 3 years, and she sold it for a few $1,000s more than she bought it for, right? And a Honda Civic usually retains its value pretty good, but we're going to go over some articles here on how things are starting to cool, and we'll break it down per, sedan and SUV and luxury vehicles and EVs and things like that. But you have to remember that today, the Fed chair, so the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, said that inflation is still too high and warns that we are prepared to raise rates further. So this is only going to hurt, asset prices, and in my opinion, especially the used car and the whole, the vehicle industry as a whole, right? Because people are just going to start spending less, and they're going to be looking for more affordable options. And then interest rates are going up as well with regards to mortgages. I've done videos on that, so that's going to play a factor as well. But we'll go through this here while acknowledging that progress has been made. The central bank leader said inflation is still above where policymakers feel comfortable, and the speech resembled remarks Powell made last year at Jackson Hole, during which he warned that some pain was likely as the Fed continues its efforts to pull runaway inflation back down to its 2% goal. So if we go over here to the used vehicle value index, which is Manheim used vehicle value index. And who is Manheim? So Manheim is an automobile auction company and the world's largest wholesale auto auction based on trade volume, with 145 auctions located in North America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. So if we take a look at this chart here, you can see the used vehicle value index is at an all-time high. And if you know anything about buying anything, you never usually want to buy it when it's at an all-time high. Usually retail investors and traders, right, when it comes to stocks and crypto, they like to buy when things are hyped and they feel good about it. So they tend to FOMO buy, like fear of missing out, right? So they FOMO buy on the way up, and then they panic sell on the way down, when it's usually the complete opposite that we should do, right? So people feel good about an investment when the price is going up, and when people see things that are going down, they don't want to invest in it, right? So it's kind of the opposite. Like if you go to a mall and there's tons of things on sale and prices are low, people will, line up for hours to get that sale. But when it comes to investing, people don't really like buying things whenever they're dropping. But I think the used car market's going to be a lot different. But you can see here that we were at an absolute monster of a peak there, and we're coming down substantially here. If we lose 200, we're easily going to go back down to that 150, 175 area, in my opinion. And this would really start to accelerate the the sell-off and the amount of supply and demand, it's going to drop the prices of used cars like a rock, in my opinion. And it will happen very, very fast. So that is just one chart that I wanted to bring up. But then there's an article here, Auto Remarketing, and this was published on July 31st of this year. Retail used car prices likely to continue easing. So softer used car retail prices in July might be just the beginning of a stronger buying conditions for consumers on the hunt for pre-owned cars, according to analysis from Carfax. Asking prices for used vehicles were down month over month in 6 of the 7 segments tracked by the Carfax Used Car Index, suggesting retail market has finally followed the price slowdown that has already started in wholesale. We heard for months that used car prices at auction, where dealers often buy cars from for their dealerships, were dropping, but we hadn't seen the same reflected in asking prices on Carfax.com, Carfax said in an analysis of the index. However, we're seeing drops in nearly every category, with only the used car segment, sedan, coupes, and hatchbacks, seeing increase in its average price and just a nominal increase of $26. Among other segments in the index, Carfax estimates luxury SUV prices fell roughly $500 month over month, with SUVs softening about $400, pickups falling $300, and hybrids/electric vehicles down over $600. In addition to the price declines from June, 6 of the 7 segments also showed lower prices year over year, according to Carfax data. SUV prices are down 5.4% from July 2022. Cars fell 2.7%, and luxury SUVs prices are off about 6%. Luxury car prices are down 10.9% year over year. Vans fell 5.7%, and hybrids, EVs, have shown the largest drop in 19.6%, Carfax data shows. The latter may be particularly good news for used car shoppers interested in electric vehicles, EVs, as more of those would now qualify for federal tax credits. That's a good point. Meantime, pickup trucks were up 3.8%, were the only segment to show an increase from July 2022. Going back to the month-over-month price softening, Carfax said July easing from June is good news for used car shoppers who need to buy right away, and possibly even better news for those who can wait. So again, usually good things come to those who wait. And if we're at an all-time high, it's more than likely what goes up must come down. Nothing goes in a straight line forever. So in my opinion, if you're looking for a used car and you can wait, I would agree with this. I think it's very, very wise to wait this out, maybe a few more months, maybe even a year. Who knows? No one can predict time. No one has a crystal ball. But I think that if you can get by, if you can wait a few more months, I think we're going to see some massive, massive deals and opportunities come with regards to the used vehicle market, right? And it's going to turn into a buyer's market versus a seller's market, which it has been for the last few years. Used vehicle prices should see even greater declines over the next 3 months, following large wholesale declines in May, June, and July. Vehicles are depreciating assets. There you go. Exactly what I said, right? Smoke said in the report, the unique conditions that led to unprecedented appreciation in vehicle values in 2020 and 2021 have been replaced by more normal conditions where demand and supply are more balanced. So again, it's more of a liability than anything. And 4 charts that show used car prices are falling. This is News Channel 21, but still a long way from normal levels. And this is from August 14th. 4 charts that show that they're falling, but still a long way from normal levels. They kind of just reiterate some of the same thing there, but you can see here, all used cars, original price forecast and current price. Used car prices are dropping, but still near peak levels. Used car prices are still more than 30% above normal. And we also have electric vehicles are the best value in the market. So they're starting to, or they're agreeing as well with this previous article that I just mentioned. But you have to remember that Americans' credit card debt hits a record $1 trillion. And this is back on August 8th. So if credit card debts, and I think student loans as well are going to resume in October. So this is going to be bad, right? If people have to pay off their credit cards and their student loans, well, what's going to be the first asset to go, right? With mortgage rates also the highest since 2000 in the US, right? And we're starting to see it here in Canada as well and around the world. What's going to happen is people are probably going to, stop buying luxury cars, or they're going to start buying more affordable and economic cars, right? Or they might even get rid of a car completely, and they might go the EV route. Who knows? Because they say they're better value. It could just entice people to take the bus or the train or bike or buy a scooter. All these things are going to start to really pile up, and like I said, people aren't going to give up their home before their cars. So I think cars are going to really get hit very, very soon the hardest, because we're already seeing the trend. And like I said, credit card debt record high, 1 trillion. We have mortgage rates increasing. And then, like I said, the Federal Reserve is preparing for more interest rate hikes as well, which is only going to add more, fuel to this fire, so to speak. And it could get a lot worse before it gets better. But like I said, I think we're entering a buyer's market here over the next few months. There's going to be some really great opportunities. If you're looking to buy a car, like I said, you might have a good opportunity here, even a potential great opportunity over the next few months. 3 to 6 months. If you can wait, I think that it would be even better. But obviously not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'll never tell you what to do. Or I'm not a financial advisor, so I legally can't. So just let me know what you think. Do you think the best value is in buying new, used, lease? Like, what do you think? Are you looking at buying a car? Are you waiting out? How long are you going to wait if you are planning on waiting? When do you think we're going to, basically hit a floor? And when is a good time to pull the trigger? Because like I said, I know a lot of people, there's a ton of people that are in the same situation where, we don't have a crystal ball, but usually when things are at all-time highs and this exuberant to the upside, not really making any logical sense, it's just a matter of time before they start to come down. And with all the geopolitical things going on in the world and inflation, interest rates rising, I think it's only going to get worse before it gets better. But like I said, those who see this coming and that prepare can take advantage of it in the future, right? But going to end it there, let me know your thoughts and opinions. We'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Powell Group. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you in the next video.